My name is Cara. I'm 60 and proud of it, not really. And I'm a single person. I live in the city. I live alone in the city. I've got 4 children, all grown up. And I've done a lot of computer studies. And I am actually very interested in art and music as my hobbies.
My name's Darren. I'm married with 4 children. I have little experience of the arts, but I have a cousin who's a painter, and through him I've seen a little bit, but not that much. I live in Auckland, and I'm a happily married man with teenage children, and we do a lot of things together, but then as they get older, sometimes we do things separately as well.
My name's Jared. I originally come from Wellington. I moved up to Auckland about 3 to 4 months ago, and I'm studying full-time at AUT, and I'm 22 years old.
Hi, I'm Jo, and I live in Mount Eden. I'm a full-time mother at the moment. That's about it.
When I moved to Auckland, I fully intended to take in the cultural life of Auckland because I felt that it was there I should do it. But as time wore on, I decided it was too expensive, and then eventually I just lost interest, and that's what happened.
So basically, yes, I'm interested, but I'm limited to what I see in the paper and what I hear from the kids' newsletters at school.
I always see a lot of things, but I don't actually take notice of it. Like, I've even got hold of a Tempo little booklet, but I actually just go through it, but I just don't take much notice of it. I like to go, but because of having to get a babysitter, it's kind of like stopped me from, attending any of this function unless it's a Broadway show or something like that, yes.
I don't really go out of my way to, find out about the events, or perhaps let myself really listen to maybe advertisements. I mean, if there was something on that I was really interested in, I'd probably go. But I suppose there's nothing that really hits me and makes me, want to go, and that's pretty much it. I don't have a lot of fears of it.
I have just kind of edited myself out from going to a lot of these things. Originally, I intended to. I felt perhaps it was another person's world and not my own.
Not being able to find the venues, because I had a bad experience with the visual art trying to find it, and I was just a little bit worried about that. And maybe it would have been a really boring play.
Maybe Broadway shows international, and the other ones are kind of like a smaller version, and I kind of feel that maybe I won't get value for money.
When I think about it, it's time. We we can only allocate so much time because of school studies and work, and that time is very precious to us in the weekends, and particularly, and after hours. So when I'm looking at an event to go to, particularly if it's an art event that I'm not used to, it's very unusual for me to allocate time for something that I haven't done. So that's definitely a big thing, time, yes.
It would be just a waste of time. It looked a little bit fickle. That was how I felt. And I thought, I don't know if I really want to waste that money on that.
And I always presume that New Zealand performance is not worth going in terms that is not as professional. I just presume, okay? This is just, I presume. I don't know, yeah.
If I compare it to the movies, I think the movies is really easy to go to. You know the approximate cost perhaps, and I mean it's not cheap, but it's easy. Maybe where to go to. There's parking. I mean with arts, the costs can be anything. I suppose I don't know of the costs. It can be all over the place, and I'm questionable about how fun or good the event might be. It's more of a risk. I chose to see a play called The Scene at the Herald Theatre, and my expectations were just some reasonable entertainment for a good night out.
I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I had quite a negative impression of it. Originally, I just thought it would be sort of light and a waste of time, but I thoroughly enjoyed going to the opera.
I chose The Lantern at the basement because it's about Chinese New Year's Eve. It's my culture.
The visual art event that I chose to try to go to was Rough Sleeper. I can't remember who it was by, but it's about a person that was homeless for a short time, and there was a lot of photos about his time on living on the streets and stuff. And I was really interested. I'm interested in homeless people, and I just wanted to see get a feel for maybe the life that they lead at times.
Conversely, my hopes to go to places like the art gallery, which I normally don't go, would be that I would be uplifted and my children would get something that's really, really cool, and that's a little bit of New Zealand to inspire them to be really good New Zealanders and to be grateful for the wonderful country we live in.
I decided to go to Art Space without being aware of what was on, and I felt excited, and I was hoping to get an uplifting and pleasant experience there.
My mother did know that I was going to these events, and she was excited because she would have liked to have gone.
The people I told that I was going to the opera were very supportive and very excited.
When I tried to get the tickets for the performance, I found it really easy to find where the box office was, or the ticket purchasing area was, and the staff there were helpful, very helpful. They tried to direct me to where the Herald Theatre was because I didn't know, so they were great.
When we went into the art gallery, we were greeted at the desk by a couple of members of the staff who were very, very professional and passionate about arts. They were apologetic that the upstairs was being rehung.
The staff was really friendly. We arrived like maybe 2-3 minutes before we have to go in, and we were just standing in the queue, standing by the bar, and the people behind the bar just said to me, "Would you like a information about the show?" And I said, "Oh yeah, okay." And then they were really attentive, and the people at the door were really nice.
And then she proceeded to tell me all the different events that were on that week and next week, and she was exceptional, tremendously friendly, very professional, very passionate, and it was really terrific. I went downstairs, saw the lady at the booth, and she showed me even more events that were on, explained to me, what was happening from month to month and what I'd actually missed out before. So I was extremely impressed by the people at the Aotea Centre. They were fantastic, and my daughter, as I mentioned before, circled things that she wants to go to, and I was extremely happy.
I didn't really come into contact with any staff there, but they seemed generally nice.
When I attended the Art Space, I met Zilch.
We saw this advert in the paper, the small one here, which I can hardly read myself, and it was a very interesting ad. It said that it starts at 11. Unfortunately for me, it didn't actually tell me when it finished.
We needed to purchase our tickets straight away. We were running a bit late, and I wasn't very impressed by the staff who sold us the tickets. And then they said, "Oh, there's a $4 booking fee on top of it," and I just thought, well, here we are. How come we have to pay a $4 booking fee as well? No apologies, just a very unwarm.
When I tried to go to Rough Sleeper, I searched it online, and it said it was on the Aotea Centre, and I thought that was just one building. And so I went there and looked around the Aotea building, or the main building, I presume, and couldn't find it anywhere there on the level it said it was on. And then I found maybe a receptionist, and she said it was on at the town hall, and she presumed that I would have known this. It made me feel a little, perhaps, stupid. So I felt really out of place, really uncomfortable. I felt like I shouldn't be there, so I left. I felt quite let down, somewhat angry, because it was just really unclear of where I had to go to, and You know, there was no one around to ask, you know, where, you know, if I was in the right place or anything. And I was let down because I was interested in the event and I really wanted to see it.
Best thing about the exhibition that I attended at Art Space was that it was just so wonderful. It was a photographic exhibition of Hollywood actresses, and I really enjoyed it. It was just beautiful. It was something I am very interested in, and it was lovely.
But the entrance was like a mystery because it's kind of dark and it's got all these lights. All the lanterns, got little lanterns as you go in, and then when I have a good look at it, all the little lanterns all got a little poem on it. It's all got a little story on them. And then I love the music that they were playing, the lights, it's quite quirky and it's very cultural, and it's also got little bits of other things that so I really enjoyed it. It's really good.
The things I really enjoyed about the opera was the presentation was just wonderful. The screen that you can observe what is going on to the stage is very good because we had some good close-ups. So therefore, even though we sat a long way in the back, we could still feel in touch with the performers. We could see their faces at times, you know, right close up. The singers were just a very high calibre, the New Zealand Operatic Society or Company, and it was very funny, and it was human. It wasn't rude. It was just great.
I really enjoyed the scene at the Herald Theatre. I thought the performances were great. I liked the venue. It was a good venue. It was really good because the actors were so close. You know, it felt like, not that you're a part of it, but you know, you were really immersed in the show. I really enjoyed it.
From what I've determined from our visit to the art gallery, I really understand that there is a strong need for me to ensure that my children have the benefit of living in Auckland and taking advantage of what the art gallery has to offer. That is activities for children, activities for family groups to get involved in art, and I myself am more inclined to say, well, look, you know, let's take a look at this art. Let's take a look at why, you know, we should have some more Pacific art in the art gallery. Let's take a look at why we should take care of our artists and why we should spend money on preserving what really is a national heritage that we should all be proud of.
Yes, definitely changed my attitude, towards the New Zealand Performance Theatre,
It has changed my attitude to going to the theatre. It was more enjoyable than I anticipated it was going to be. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I could see myself going again more than I could before I went to the event.
Since I attended the opera, my attitude to opera has really changed. I want to go to more, and I realise, sure, I can go to the opera, and I've overcome that psychological barrier of telling myself I can't go to the opera and that I can't afford it and I don't deserve it. Now, yes, I do, and I am, and I will.